Well, it's been a little bit. Sorry for the past couple weeks because sickness and other shit and schoolwork.
Life happens.
Well, thankfully, the huge pain in the ass project the kids are working on is done this week.
Woo!
And my co-teacher is putting together the Hamilton stuff we'll be moving on to, which will be nice.
Nice.
About to sneeze. Give me a second. All right. So it has been a little bit. If I want to go over what you recall from previous sessions.
We're creating an army. I know last session was mostly setting up what assets are on the board and what possible people we could recruit and stuff. I know there's general possible loose Wulin people. Who else is possible recruits?
Well, the last time we were together, we kind of went through there might be some other folks. We've kind of got some of the ones who maybe with you, for you, against you. So last we talked, you had spoken with Gallant Eagle, sort of about what you were planning on doing.
Yeah.
So in some respects, we have sort of and there may be some stuff added or removed from it. Kind of the city itself, like some various armies and other stuff that are going on, and some of the assets. Because at this point, you essentially have the invading sort of army, and then you have some armed camps. You have some people who haven't necessarily decided what they're going to, where they're going to end up, and people sort of wondering if the capital falls or if the emperor is killed. Because one thing you found was some proof that they were planning on taking out the emperor.
Yeah. I think I had discussed trying to sway some merchants and cut off the Unix supply lines here. And I believe that Pale Orchid was going to confront Grievous Distance and the Black Lotus.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll form a little bit of doom pool. Well, since you had so at this point, we can kind of head around, or if people want specific things first. Are there any specific things that you want to head to first? Because the things will kind of move relatively quickly, and there'll be some stuff where I'll sort of kind of move some stuff with the other side and have them turn assets to them.
Mm-hmm.
So, who would like to go first? It sounds like a lot of you're kind of marshaling forces at the beginning.
Yep, that's what it sounds like. I mean, I'm not sure what you're doing over there. Oh my gosh, it has been
Lone Sparrow?
a minute. Lone Sparrow.
Hmm?
I'm not sure what your plans are.
I needed to see about the library, and then I think in my head I was going to go around and try to gather some of the loose Wulin.
Okay.
Yeah, you did say that before, I remember.
Because it gives me an opportunity to fight a bunch of loose Wulin and gain EXP.
What is a part of it? Are you trying to recruit them for your stuff? So it looks like each of you are kind of doing a different thing. Who wants to begin?
I'm happy to if no one else wants to.
Okay. Do me a quick favor. You're not rolling against much for a Doom pool. Current target is simply an 11. Just make a roll as far as you said you're going to the merchant district.
Well, we didn't took. Oh yeah. I'm hitting these merchants right here.
Okay. So primarily to see if you're able to go there without difficulties or running into
All right.
some enemies, etc.
All right. I need a D8, and then I need a D8 for social, and then let's see. Is this etiquette or this is probably more politics than etiquette?
Well, the very first one is about moving through the city. As you're moving through the city, you've got patrols on the lookout. Y'all did burn a decent portion of the manor they were in, and then directly sort of challenge their general. So people are looking for you.
Okay, great. Then yeah, I think it's just rank affiliation, which is 2d8, and then I've got in probably my reflexes. I'm trying to just like slip through and pin back against walls if I'm about to be spotted.
Okay.
Does 3d8 sound like enough dice for this? I feel like. Oh, and the distinction. None of these fit. Whoops.
Okay.
Rolling 3d8. Let's see how this goes. Got a 7. Or no, 1, a 5, and a 3.
All right. That's a 1 on a D8.
That's
everyone,
a 1 on a D8?
everyone, go ahead and start with 2 plot points, and go ahead and you can grab yourself another one.
Great.
So, what was your total?
My total is 8.
8. All right. Against the. Oh, I had a 7. Why did I thought I had an 11? Okay, yeah, that succeeds. Unless I accidentally roll those again. You're good. Yeah, so the patrols themselves, you've come close to getting sort of spotted at one point. Like they've started putting people on the roofs, because that is, of course, a way that essentially Wulin don't mind traveling if they have to travel quickly. Because while normal people don't look up there, when there is starting to be more of a Wulin problem, you have archers and other stuff and scouts up there as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like the escalations in Assassin's Creed as you get farther and they learn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so at this point, you manage to sort of evade any notice as you go into the merchant district.
Great.
So particularly you're looking for just someone who's able to help
Yeah,
to cut off the supply lines?
Yeah, basically, like, merchants that I know are, like, you know, they're like the local people. They're the people who care about the town. They're the people who, you know, aren't just in it for the buck. They're in it for the community, too.
Okay. So I probably ask a few people sort of who to speak to.
I think I know who to speak to, probably.
Oh yeah, here in town. Okay. Jonan is the one. She's essentially like the merchant princess of Magnificent Inc. She carries like she's got a huge amount of exports coming in and out of the city. A lot of the others sort of look to her. It's not like she's not like leaning on anybody for stuff to make them do or not do stuff, but she also offers a good deal of protection and has a lot of respect from those people in the area. So you would know where her home is.
Okay. Yeah, let's roll up to her, the merchant princess.
Okay. You are before too long. Like as you go, like a servant shows you to her, and when she sees you, she kind of gives a slight inclination. She's like, considering how much you have upset the general of the invading forces, the fact that you were to show your face here in my home, you're either desperate or foolish.
Probably a little bit of both, if we're being honest.
She smiles at that. So, what brings you here?
First, I brought a gift. I brought like a bottle of plum wine for her.
Takes a look
Set
at
at
it.
our table. And offer to pour for her.
Certainly.
I'm just like fucking laying on the fucking charm. I know you have been so successful here in the city, and I have heard nothing but praise for your care for the community, for your fellow merchants, and how you bring people together to take care of each other. And as different as our trades be, I like to imagine we like to occupy a similar space. And I imagine that I'm not alone in thinking that we wouldn't want to see so many unfamiliar faces here in the city that have shown up recently.
Unfamiliar faces can bring opportunity, particularly if those unfamiliar faces will soon become rather familiar, which may seem to be the case when we have an army having been snuck inside of our walls.
True, true. I'm not going to contest that point. However, with new faces come new changes, right? What if tax rates change? What if they notice your little network you have going on and they don't approve of it? They want to make it a formal guild, or else they'll try and break things up, and the formal guild comes with its own administrative costs and tariffs and so on. This isn't going to be good for you.
Or what if I have been working with many people in the capital for a number of years, and they know that in working against me, all they will do is cause some problems, and that I may actually have a bit of an upper hand when it comes to helping to still some of the aftershocks of what might happen should a coup occur. Go ahead and make a roll.
All right.
Now, at this point, I'm using the Doom pool as essentially which starts off with 2d10. So you gave it a d8.
Great.
I'll go ahead and make a roll.
What can I use a plot point to spend? Like, can I spend ahead of time to give myself a bonus here?
Yeah,
I can bump up a dice, right?
Yeah, if you want to add extra dice to the total, you can also spend them to add to the roll. You can also spend them to add more dice to your total. So she has a 10 with a d8 effect die.
Ooh, okay. I think I'll roll first because this is what I'm good at. So I've got rank, affiliation. I've got my distinction here. This is definitely in my distinction of casting my shadow over the pond, and then I've got courtesanal arts. I suppose this is a performance, and then a D10 for etiquette. I need a D10. Here's one. All right, great. Then getting there, you. All right. Yeah. All right. I've got a 7 and a 7. That makes 14 with a D10 effect die.
Okay, yeah. So what is your response to her? So she has a 10. So you succeed. You did not crit, but you did succeed. So then she'll be able to try to see if she's able to, or actually, yeah. So on that, yeah. So you didn't do a response, or I guess you do your response, and then if you want to kind of do the attack.
Okay, yeah. My response is, it sounds as though you are so preoccupied with mitigating the disaster of the worst case that you fail to see the light that still exists. We can turn things around, and there's already been so much harm done. We can stop this. There's still time.
Okay, so now since basically you were able to not get affected by her trying to shut you down, now you're able to roll to see if you can basically to have the thing that she'll fight against.
Love it when this is the same dice. Yeah. All right. We got an 8 and an 8 for 16. And do I have to decide my numbers now before she rolls?
Yeah.
Oh, I want that D10 effect die, but I'd rather make sure I get this. So I'll take the 16 with the D8 effect die.
I think I flipped them. Roll. So how much again did you have?
16.
Oh, that's a oh shit, that's a 17 with a D10.
She got 17?
Yep.
I'm spending a plot point. I'm gonna add a 4 to that to make it 20.
Okay. And what was it you had said again?
Like my actual response to her.
Yeah, what was that? Remind me.
Basically, like, you're so focused on mitigating the worst effects of disaster that you fail to see that there's still a chance to turn this all around.
She takes a sip again, and this is her coming after you. Oh, rolled 2 1s, so just a... I'm sorry, whoops, oh, that accidentally re-rolled. I had a 7 and 2 1s, so I have a 7. So at that point, she smiles, she's like, perhaps I'm trying to make sure that the opportunity is taken by someone who's here. If you are on the losing side, it would seem foolish to throw in when so much is at risk.
All right.
She's only got a 7 on this one, so...
Yeah, I got a 16 with a D10 effect die.
Oh, when you re-rolled?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so... so drive home your argument.
This has been your home for so many years. Listen, I know that I'm not going to pretend that this isn't risky, but there's risk in sitting here and watching people suffer longer and longer. Not just to you, but to everyone here. And I know you. You care about these people. I'm not asking you to take up swords. I'm just asking, drive some harder deals. Put some pressure on them in the way you can. Make them stressed so that when others, more aptly equipped, and like, I tilt my head to the sword that I politely left at the door and didn't fucking carry in with me.
Mm-hmm.
When we're ready to strike, we'll have all the upper hand we can get.
So you're saying don't show our true colors unless we're ready for the kill? But
Exactly.
cause problems.
Exactly. Cause problems. Make a mess. And we have ample forces once we are ready.
Well, messes happen, and who knows what plans the gods laugh at. I suppose things might get lost. Some wheels might get broken. We, of course, never had this conversation.
This is the first time I think I've ever met you. And
Who are you again?
my name is Plum Blossom, illuminated by the full moon.
So interesting. So what I'm giving you now it would be a D6, except you got a crit. So it turned into, basically there's a D8 die for the merchants. The ones for y'all, and will be
Pink?
these color dice.
Alright.
And I kind of put that pink, so it could be partly because it's we had that pink little Wulin there, but more for like that's more like not combat stuff, but more like etiquette and like supply line stuff like that.
Cool.
So you essentially have a die with the merchants that, and I'll keep them there for now, just so you know just where they're at. But that's stuff that you're able to access even if you're not necessarily physically there.
Dope.
All right. Did Lexa, do you want to go next so that Oren can see some more of the show?
Sure.
I'm here and listening.
Yeah. Are you splitting your attention?
I am splitting my attention a bit. I am sorry.
No, that's fine. That's why I figured we'd come back to you. We'll go to Lexa first.
Sure, let's go. Okay, so one of the things that before she headed out to go deal with the Black Lotus, right? Was she asked fucking, oh my god, names are the worst. Eagle guy.
Gallant Eagle?
Gallant Eagle. For 2 guys to go help.
Okay, so have you told him who you're going after?
Yeah.
Sort of looks at you from...
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh. The question is... You don't need 2 men to take on Grevious Distance. You need someone like me. Are you going to attack one of the Banes of the Wulin?
She frowns for a moment and says, it wasn't my plan to really attack them more prod them a little.
Sort of has a moment.
I want to see just what they're made of and how much.
I think you broke up a little bit, Lexus. Alexa.
Lexus. Yeah, he says, I want to see just how many of them are around. Basically.
Oh, so you're right now going to check more about the Black Lotus and less about Grievous Distance?
She doesn't. Maybe she's not going to mention that. She's just going to focus on saying, "Yes, the Black Lotus needs to be taken." Yes, yes.
Okay, so you're not mentioning you're specifically looking for Grievous Distance.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because Grievous Distance, he'd be like, the only person I've got would be me, and that's that would be a thing that he'd be hesitant to just leap into, particularly with what else is going on in the city.
Cowardice.
Because it's just those two are both like rank 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's just one of those things where a fight like that, particularly if he's got a lot of others around, would be not only destructive, but kind of a big thing. Yeah, he goes. Yeah, I have a few guys you can borrow. So what I'll do is I'll give you. Though there's a couple different things as far as. Copy that. So I'll put this with your little figure. Where's your figure at?
Over in the
okay.
Distance.
So Pale Orchid. So what? Right now it's some D6s. I'll make a note here that these are Eagle Talon Wulin. Anybody have a cool Wulin name?
Names are not my forte.
What's are like mountain lions native to China? Like, I see like grinning panther or something like that.
It's tigers, right? Tigers.
Yeah, we already got tiger shark, and I don't want to.
How about grinning panther? And splits the sky.
Yeah, I was about to go for a verb the blank too, so we were. Nice.
These are my Wulin, Changeling the Dreaming, and Vampire the Masquerade.
Just mad libsing him.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I have 2 I can send with you. They're relatively new, but they'll be good for especially helping do some reconnaissance.
She nods and then like blinks a few times and then like does like a small bow. Like she's like outside of her own, like outside of the Heavenly Sword. She's like, wait a minute, this guy's like a big deal. I should probably be like really respectful. So she nods and then after a moment it's just like, oh yeah, and then does like a bow.
Okay. Yeah, he sort of kind of bows back, sort of looks at you like a little tiny grin. I am positive you'll go the distance on this one. Good luck.
She finger guns. Hey. Cool.
All right. So once again, if you want to make a roll just for essentially kind of the moving aspect, because again there are patrols sort of everywhere.
Cool.
And in particular, you are kind of dodging Black Lotus patrols.
Cool. Dice pool for.
I'll roll the. So to start with, 10 is a total.
That I have to beat.
Yeah, with a D8 effect.
Jesus.
And this is more so if you're seen or something. So the 10 is the important thing. The D8 in this case doesn't matter much.
Cool. Do I get my 2 new friends to help with the dice pool?
Not with this one because you're sort of sneaking through.
Okay. Okay, so Oh Christ! It's been so long. I don't know what fucking the actual
Oh.
dice look like. The
Oh,
green
so-
ones. Okay, the green ones are D10.
Yeah, so the biggest thing is like sort of like looking through, like one affiliation, one distinction, your rank, and then one of your up to 2 of your power sets,
Yes.
and plus any skills.
Are these D12s? These yellow, orange ones? Yeah, they are. Okay. So 1d10. Let's have a look at my things. Acrobatics, so another d10. My nerdy girlfriend helps. No. Did you say we got a D something for like just flipping around and stuff? That you mentioned like 2 sessions ago.
For flipping around, are you talking like stealth acrobatics along those lines?
It's just like general Wulin stuff. I think you're talking about
Oh, Lightfoot.
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 Yeah, basically one of those should be a light, which I think I forgot to put on there. What is everyone's light? Because I've got I think the same amount of Lightfoot on everybody.
8.
Yeah, I think it was the same.
Yeah, D8 is just like your movement essentially.
And it's under a power for me.
Yeah, basically that should be sort of with everybody's martial art, like at least one Lightfoot, just because of the idea that everyone should be able to do that crouching tiger, hidden dragon,
Yeah.
or just wushu in general, like practically run flying.
And you said we can use 2 power sets.
Yep.
I guess stamina might help for Jade's Spirit Sword. Maybe.
I would partly explain like how you're doing it, how the stamina might work. Like that, like if you're going underwater on the all the canals of the city, that could make some sense.
She's not really using speed, but she is definitely like being acrobatics and speed swift more than anything else.
Mhm.
Just like when there's a like maybe a guard patrol or something that she notices, she'll hop over like a building instead of like going around or anything, like to quickly like route
So
them
yeah,
and stuff.
in that case, stamina probably doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I guess so.
But I mean, like the D8 for Lightfoot definitely
Yes.
does.
Uh, bu- 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 bu-
And you've also got your acrobatics, your D10.
Yes. Let's roll this then. Oh yeah, 2 dice and then the effect die, right?
Yeah, can you beat a 10?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So yeah, moving is not terribly difficult. You can take your 2 little friends there with you. So you're going to check out the Black Lotus.
Yeah. But I'm already like next to it, like. In
Oh,
terms of-
I'm sorry. Actually, we'll just do that more as a stealth than anything else. So
Yeah.
the Black Lotus, there are guards that are posted like visibly, but there are also you do notice as you're kind of going through. Like, tell me what's the result of your 2 highest dice you rolled if you still have them up?
16.
Okay, so yeah, it's more of a crit. That's a crit success. Yeah, as you're sort of heading around, you see that there's several of them that are hidden in several places, kind of keeping an eye generally in this neighborhood. And you actually manage to catch them before they see you, so you get a pretty good idea of where people are hidden and what's going on in this place where you actually have, I said, a kind of a remarkable amount of Black Lotus seem to have arrived. But yeah, they're kind of out in forest, particularly in the Low District, where they seem to be sort of setting up a camp.
Cool. If I just hold my sword up in front of me, is it pulling towards there?
Yeah, you can definitely tell that there is a little bit of a pull towards their hideout.
She has an idea and it's risky as fuck, but she wants to do it. She turns to the 2 of them and says, "How good are you at running?"
Fairly good. What are you thinking? they take a moment to sort of look at each other, and they're like,
Yeah, she's looking
We haven't
over
been-
at the encampment.
"We haven't
Sorry,
been
go ahead.
seen yet. Why should we run?" Oh, what'd you say, Alexa?
She's looking at them and just thinking real hard about how dumb this is, but then she says, I kind of want to. If you two make a distraction nearby, I want to see how they react. And by
What?
distraction, I mean don't get yourselves killed. Just enough to make it seem like something is threatening their HQ. Like maybe.
Take out a few of the guards.
Yeah. And just get them on high alert, but nothing so much that you endanger your lives. Like you do that and then get the hell out.
All right. So, I'm going to do this. So, they've got some guards around that are sort of just a D6 rated. Are you helping them at all, or are you just sending them off so you can keep an eye?
She'll help, yeah.
Okay, and let me know, how are you helping?
She's going to like actively participate. She's basically going to say, okay, we're going to do this, and after you do that, I'm going to like then get back into a position of watch while you two like get back to safety. Like you go report on like what you saw, like how many there are, and like their sizes of walls.
Okay. So I guess exactly what are you asking them to do? Whether to attack some of the guards, are you helping with attack, or are you just sort of staying back and maybe stopping some people from arriving?
Like I want those two to cause like a scuffle, enough for them to be like, shit, something's going on, like the Black Lotus in general.
Okay.
And then like after they've gone to high alert, those two get the fuck out to safety and report back.
So I'm gonna roll just 2d6 for the Black Lotus. But first, you roll the 2d6 for those two, and then you are a d8. You are your rank die for as far as this goes. So if you want to do that, add a d8.
Yeah, that's D8. Which... Is that a 1? God damn it.
Okay, go ahead, take another plot point. You can also hit R if you want to roll them. And I'll add with the doom pool.
So what was your total?
I'm about to roll right now. What's yours?
8 is my max.
Okay, yeah, I've only got a 6.
Nice.
So cool, yeah. So it's take a plot point. I'm going to add that D8 to the doom pool. So as you go after a couple of the smaller guards that are sort of hanging about there, but it sounds like wanting to make sure that they can make a noise.
Make a noise. Get the Black Lotus on high alert. Like maybe like I don't imagine they have like a alert bell or whatever.
Okay.
But just have them be like, oh shit, we might be being attacked, and then those two get the fuck out.
Okay. So yeah, the two basically is as the three of you sort of ambush about 5 of them. The 2 of them just with swift strikes, knocking. One of them does a roundhouse kick and then knocks one of the Black Lotus like through part of through a window, making a good deal of noise, alerting some others. As you're essentially putting some of the rest of them, not necessarily like completely out, but it definitely like not going to come after you anytime soon. At which point they sort of look at you, nod, and then the 2 of them start taking off down the street, leaping up so that they're visible from the rooftops for at least a little bit before they head back down.
Cool.
All right, then you go sort of back into hiding.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see like there's a call out, and you hear like a dung 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 dung, like an alarm sort of go, and then like there's like you're to the roofs, and a bunch of you see quite a few like leaping up to the roofs to sort of look. Just about the same time you see the 2 of them, the 2 of yours essentially disappear back onto the streets, and from the building itself you see that there are a number of a number of other ones who seem a little bit more sort of powerful and kind of aware of them, like sure of themselves, rush out. And a lot of those ones, like they head up to the roof. They're not kind of following in the chase yet, but several of the lesser members of the Black Lotus are starting to kind of go out and search and see what they can find. And there's one of them, whoever sort of seems to be in charge, kind of looks around and is like, "Whoever they are, I want them found. We have important guests. What we're not going to do is get our asses kicked while he's here. Do you understand me?"
Oh,
Like,
hello.
yes, sir, yes. And the guy like, grabs him and just pushes them back. And there's a moment where, as he sort of looks back through the doorway, and you see Grevious Distance just take a step outside. And he sort of looks over and takes like a big puff off of a pipe that he's got, and goes, "Any idea who this is? Little incursion? It's nothing. I'm sure we'll have it taken care of soon." Sort of gives a smile, and he's like, "Hadn't thought the city was going to go to hell this quickly." But then there's a moment where he just sort of stops, and almost looked like he's almost like listening for something. Must be nothing.
Dumb decision number 2. Okay, so to get like a summary of like, so so there's a bunch of like, are all Black Lotus Wulin?
Not all of them, but like the ones that are brought here are going to be. I mean, there are members who are not Wulin, but like they brought warriors here, so most of the ones you're going to see will be Wulin.
Okay, so how many? Okay, so like you said, like there was a bunch of lesser ones that would like gave chase and stuff like that.
Your guess is probably somewhere in the 30s. I mean, just what you can see. You don't know who else is in what other places. This is at least what they seem to have hold up in this area.
How many? Like, so you said a few like other more powerful ones walked out. How many of those like ones we need to be really wary of once came out?
We'll say you saw like five that appeared to be a bit higher. It's hard to kind of tell the rank, but they're the ones who sort of held themselves. They weren't the ones like kind of running in a group. Essentially, you've got like a bunch of sets of minions, and these are the ones that are actually the ones who would be a fight. Like they could be lower ranked than you. They could be the same. They may be a few higher, but that's going to be fairly rare. Like because you're rank 3. I believe 2s and 1s are not terribly common.
Wait, did we upgrade our rank? I thought we were.
Oh, you're 4?
It says 3 on our sheets.
I think we did that when we pretty much moved over, since you all were so close.
Yeah, we
to
were
going
like,
up.
Fuck it, let's go. Cool. Shit, she's gonna do something real dumb. So when they're like, oh, okay, I'm sure this will be over soon. It's shit's going on, but it doesn't seem there's anything more to worry about or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like turning away to go in or talking amongst themselves or something. Like she's picked up a tiny like little pebble, like one that sits on like a fingertip, and she's gonna try and bounce it off that metal fucking hat he has.
Grevious Distance?
From afar. Yeah.
That won't be terribly hard. There's actually do me a favor. Go ahead and are you just trying to get his attention in
She's
what
trying
direction?
to get his and only his attention.
Okay, do me a favor. Just go ahead and roll a d8. This is more for flavor. I'm going to roll his rank die. You just go ahead and roll yours. This is more to see if it hits or if he does that. Like, yeah.
I got a one. That's a 1. Fuck.
A 1.
Yeah.
I got a 4. Yeah. So as you're like, and there's a moment where you can kind of see he sort of senses something and just hand like a snake just reaches up and just sort of grabs it and then looks. Now, are you at a place where he can see you?
Yeah, like
Okay.
She's not like completely out in the open, but if he was to look where the pebble came from, he would definitely see her. And she's made a note to show that the sword, like he can see the sword as well.
Yeah. So there's a moment where he sort of looks, and then kind of flicks it away, just sort of away. He's like, stretching my legs might do me okay. Make sure nothing falls apart. And he just, he's not like going towards you, but if you don't do anything, he's sort of coming around towards like the rooftop you're nearby or on.
Yeah, she'll like get away so like no one else would notice that. So like a new area that's a little bit away and more secluded.
Okay. Yeah, and so yeah, do you like lead not a chase so much as just I'm going this way, you can see me.
Yeah.
And he sort of follows and then gently kind of like where do you stop?
Basically, she just doesn't want to be in view or like within enough like the shortest distance of the fucking like Black Lotus HQ that she was. Mm-hmm. So she's maybe just like a few like more neighborhoods, like a neighborhood away. Okay, and that's it. Like
in a common square or in the streets, alleyway, rooftop.
Let's make it an. Theatrically, it has to be a rooftop, right?
Okay, yeah. You can kind of find like an eave to sort of hide under, and he just kind of glides nearby and sort of hits like barely. You can't even hear his feet touch the tiles. And he lands and sort of looks at you and just goes. Remind me, what was the relationship between the two of you used to be?
He was a basically her father figure, and he like while she grew up learning like the Heavenly Sword stuff, like he was like also a mentor to her. But he basically what was that term for? Imagine like the supervillain doing like super evil things and then coming home and like buying like a doll for their kid, like
I got you a doll, never mind the blood.
Yeah, like it's like they're super evil, but also they're super kind to like their family and stuff like that kind of thing.
So as he sort of lands, like just a gigantic grin breaks out on his face and goes, "You broke into Sword Hell and retrieved the Cruelest Lyn. My God. I knew you were powerful. I knew you had a lot in you, but this."
So she wants to sort of like be like distant and not like respond, but then she just says like can't help but saying it's surprisingly easy when people let their guard down.
Plum Blood, he comes forward as to hug you. I don't know if you allow him to or.
Yeah. If he tries to approach, he takes like a step back.
Okay, and he just sort of stops and sort of looks and goes, "We're family. I thought I would never see you again. I was hoping to hug my niece once more, but you afraid of me?"
She's like gripping like the scabbard of Cruelest Lyn, and like she's very visibly shaking, but like she shakes her head and says, "Why are you here?"
Interesting things are about to happen in the world of Wulin. I might ask why you are here.
I'm helping a friend.
Who's this friend?
Probably someone on the opposite side of you.
Oh. Takes a moment and goes, "The sword you're holding has tasted 1,000 souls. It's done great harm and evil in this world. There's a part of you that must want it. That must know what it's calling for. Your friends, sad to say, are not going to win. The eunuchs are going to take over the empire. They are going to have a great deal of power. And you can be on the correct side, or you can spend the rest of your life in fear. Come with me. The amount of power I'll have once all of this is done, we'll be able to do anything we wish. I will complete your training here at my side.
Why? She pauses for a second and then like steadies her like shaking and like suddenly glares and says, "Why did you never show me this side of you? Was the other side of you a lie?"
No. Do you think the only thing a person is the harm they've done? Do you think the only thing they've done is what they do for power? Or do you think that I contain multitudes? We are all many people at the same time.
And this one is the most important to you.
Are you making an emotional attack?
Oh, she's not trying to attack.
No, that's fine. You don't have to. If you want to put it in that thing. So he goes, what's important to me is what is mine. My family that I love, but that being around was dangerous. The things that I can control. The fact that nobody in this world decides how my life will go. My name brings with it fear and terror, because they know not to go against me. You could have that. You could have everything you want thrown to your feet. Who are you with? The Resplendent Phoenix Society? The Falling Leaves? I know you're not a falling leaf. Some other upstart faction?
She shakes her head when he suggests that she was with any of those groups and just says, "Just people who supported me."
I remember supporting you. I remember teaching you. I remember the promise that you have developed, the potential that you still have within you. We are family. Are your parents still alive?
No, that's why he was sort of like the parental figure.
I raised you with all of my heart. To be someone who conquered this world, wasn't conquered by it.
I seem to be the only person that you have ever shown that kindness to.
You're assuming a great deal.
Everyone else talks about you in the complete opposite way that I think about you.
Not everyone. Just those who have reason to fear me.
Don't suppose there's any way to talk you to joining the other side. You could turn the tide of battle.
And tell me, what would be on this other side? What are you going to do once the eunuchs take the Emperor?
She is trying her best to not spill any beans. Oh yeah, no, I'm friends with the Emperor's son. No, she's not going to say that. She frowns and says, "Are you really so sure that they're that stronger than us?"
They're inside the palace already. Strength is not just about force of arms, which they certainly have, and they also have those put in advantageous positions, they are also in the right place to put a dagger at the throat of those who might oppose them. Sort of smiles. He goes, matter of fact, from what I've been told, there's one here who might make actually a very good substitute for the Emperor. Is apparently supposed to look a good deal like him. Enough so that a few pronouncements, from what I can tell, shortly, they'll have him. Bribe him with untold wealth and power. And create a new kingdom.
Power. When the dust is settled, what do you do?
Whatever I want.
Which is what?
Be nice for a time to settle down. To relax, to train. And then we'll see. Maybe take over a province.
I don't think there's anyone around here who could take you on.
Smiles and goes, well, not now, but I'm certain before too long this will have drawn enough interest that a few rank ones will show up. But when that does, we might take down the city between us. You've never seen two rank ones fight, have you?
She shakes her head.
If you're lucky, you see two rank ones who are doing an honorable duel. In war, entire battlefields can be torn up between them. The city will not be, well, city will not do well if two of us fight within its borders, especially if one or both is not being careful.
She holds out the sword, but not like close enough for him to take it, and says, "Do you want this back?"
Seems to have found a new owner. Tell you what, wear it a while. See what it teaches you about how sweet power is. So he smiles and goes, keep it in mind. I hope to see you soon across a table as opposed to across a rooftop.
Like, having taken all this in, she looks off in the distance and says, "Before I go, would you strike me down if we were to fight? If both of our sides collided?"
Between you and I can stop you without striking you down. I will not kill you. But that doesn't mean I won't stop you.
God, I think she just leaves. I think
Yeah.
she just starts jumping away.
She says, you know where to find me.
Cool. I was certain that conversation was going to steal her resolve a bit more, but now she is more confused than ever.
Sweet.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, I'm like, he's a terrible human being, but not to you.
Yeah.
That's one of the tropes I hate. Like, someone's just cartoonish evil. I'm like, no, the worst people in humanity were, like, you know, good to their friends.
Oh, you cut out.
Oh, hello? Am I back? Oh, Lexi, can you hear me?
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the worst people in humanity have been good to their friends, outside of, like, complete psychotics.
They have families.
Yeah, because I always hate the whole, like, you can't work together if you're evil. It's like, evil people work together really well. Watch The Sopranos.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. And, you can put the 2 dice for the guys back with you, because those are a part of your resources.
Hey,
And
I have
Oren.
friends now.
I'm here. Sorry.
Okay. All right, so what was it you wanted to do?
I suppose if I've got Gallon Eagle and like some like actual political backing at some point, I need to get into the library. I need those scrolls to ensure that the Fire Doctrine keep working with us, and I really want that scroll for myself.
Okay. What you know you'll probably need to do is because the library is gigantic, and the thing may not actually be like just the Black Lotus say or not the Black Lotus, the Fire Doctrine say they know where to find it, but it's probably not like hello, I'd like to see your secret scroll section, please, and find the right thing, because it might have it might be under a different name. So you want to get a hold of the Fire Doctrine as well.
Yeah, I need Wing Sharpay, really.
Okay. So you want to move kind of outside the city so you can contact them?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and roll the Doom Pool. Like, first you want to roll essentially your stealth to move. It's getting a little harder to go through the city. I have a 16 with a D8. If it's more just the 16, the D8 probably won't matter so much.
Yep. What was I supposed? Am I supposed to roll against that, or?
Yeah, you want, because basically this is just sort of being able to move through the city with the patrols and such that are on their way through.
Okay. What do I roll?
You gotta describe like how you're going through, and then what makes sense as far as your stuff goes. I mean, your speed definitely.
Yeah.
Remember, you take your basically like each of those blue things. You got the rank, your affiliation, your one of your distinctions, and then two of your power sets, and then you can go with one of your specialties, one of your skills.
Okay. I can't copy these dice.
Oh, let me do this. You're a checkered jester.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do this for everybody. Promote. Now you can.
Lovely. So I'll need 1d10 for physical. A d10 for rank. A d10 for reflexes. And a d10 for speed. And another d10 for acrobatics. I have 3 5s, an 8, and a 4.
Okay, mine was, let me go back to my stuff. So I had a total, so remember we take 2 dice and then 1 for your effect. I have a 16 total. So what was your highest? Oh, Oren, you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So remember, you take 2 dice. So what was your highest? They have a 16 total.
I've gotten 8 and 3 5s.
Okay, so yeah, you take 2 of those. You can spend plot points to add more to your total.
Shit, I don't know. Like, without seeing the.
sort of
I've never really been able to wrap my head around how this actually functions.
Okay, so your basic thing is always 2 dice. So you roll whatever, you take 2 of them, those become your target, the success number.
Okay.
You're going against 16. One of them becomes the effect die, and you can also spend a plot point to add an extra die to, basically, so instead of 2, you're using 3 to form your total.
Then I'll spend the plot point just so I can succeed on this.
Okay, so 18. All right, yeah, so it's a little bit close. Like, the patrols seem to have actually, like, particularly in the southern part of the city, seem to have gotten a lot more intense. But you do manage to sort of sneak through a couple of the patrols that are going through, but it's a little bit close. Luckily, your speed helps, and you get out to where the Wing Sharpay and the rest are. So they are hiding out near the farm district. Wing Sharpay, Red Eagle, as well as the salamanders. Okay. What's up, lone Sparrow? What brings you out to humble farmers?
Farm. Farm is all the way over here. Meow. That brings me out here. I've come to try to make good on our promise.
Number of promises have been made recently. What's the one you're talking about exactly?
The scrolls you requested from the library.
Ah. Very nice. The city's about to explode into chaos, but you're able to get into the library?
We have some powerful backers recently. We can leverage them into passage, hopefully.
Sounds good. So that will keep the promise. Because they did that to help you with the attack earlier. It's been a while. I'm trying to remember what the deal. You said they're going to help you with that, or you're going to help them with that. And you had promised them something. I think something you already did, right?
This
or something they already did for you.
It wasn't that. It was the fact that this was the. It was the fact that they were helping me with this, and the fact that they still owed me one because they lost at the speed bet.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reward for that was the scrolls they knew were in the library.
Okay. She goes, all right. Are we going now or when?
I'd hope to get this done as soon as possible.
She smiles. She's like, I was hoping for it already be done.
I don't know what you're looking for, else I would have brought them to you.
She goes, it's hidden under I know in what collection it's at, and I'll know it when I see it. I also know where I can't remember. I'm trying to remember the one that she had promised you about. I don't know if you made a note about it.
It was it was an Imperial style scroll.
Yeah, in particular, because it was one of the styles. I think you already have one of, I think.
No, I didn't have any of them I was going for. It
Okay.
was the it's not the Sword Saint Apotheosis. It was like Devil Slaying something.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I've got the notes somewhere. She goes, "Okay, let's go." Do you want to kind of cut back to you speaking with Gallant Eagle?
Yeah,
The two of you.
if we can.
She seems delighted that Gallant Eagle is the one you're talking about, and Gallant Eagle just sort of looks at you and is like, and you can put yourself back on the thing if you want. I'll move her as well with your people. She just is like, he's like,
From the Manor District normally.
where was the hideout? No, I think that was the other.
That's the Manor House taken over by General. Yeah, Auspicious Petal. This pog over here says hideout on it.
Yeah, that's where. So yeah, below the Merchant District, or Manor District. He's just like, he's looking. He's like, you want to take the Fire Doctrine into the Great Library.
Yes.
You want me to help you take the Fire Doctrine He seems just like completely amazed. He's like, you realize what could happen with a Fire Doctrine in a building full of the most ancient and revered scrolls of our society?
Yes, I do.
Kind of gives a look for a moment and just goes, You had seemed to have a good deal under control here. You had great ideas. You managed to get a whole lot together. So please explain to me why this is not insanity.
He looks at Sharpay for a minute. Do you have any reason at all to burn a book?
Just kind of looks at you and then looks over at him. He goes, I have no love for your society and how it treats my people. If we were to cause damage to it, however, that would be... I'd be fine with that. However, there's a good deal of untapped potential. I'd much rather, instead of burning the place to the ground, be able to take it for ourselves and plumb its depths. There's a great deal of knowledge to be found there.
As the old scrolls, the old societies will tell us that there is no tactical advantage for an army or an enemy to assault or burn their resources as they charge forward.
I won't burn the library to the ground. I make no promises from other parts of the city, but we've worked together fairly well so far. Red Talon seems to like you. A Red Eagle.
Yeah.
Okay, I promise. I won't say that at that point. Gallant Eagle just goes, I'll make good on that promise by being there with you. Yeah, when he...
It's like you needn't trouble yourself, my lord. It's a simple errand.
He just kind of leans back and just looks at her, just like steely-eyed, and goes, if you attempt to burn the library and I'm with you, what is going to happen to you? She goes, I'm assuming my neck will be broken before I can blink. He goes, she's smart.
I try to choose my fellows as wisely as possible. I would not have taken a fool into such confidence.
Because I take fools into confidence all the time.
And I am one such fool.
I'm hoping you're not. All right. Well, if we're going to do this crazy thing, we may as well do this crazy thing. Okay, yeah, so we can kind of go, like he'll go with you to the library, if you want on that.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think we need to make that kind of a big thing. It'll take you a little while to study the scroll and such. Yeah, he goes with you. She's kind of good to her word. It takes you a little bit to actually find what it is that she is looking for, because she wasn't kidding when she said it's essentially hid under a wide variety of names and a lot of hard to find locations. But with a little bit of searching, she actually does manage to find it, and then relatively quickly, actually. Also, some of the scrolls and such you're looking for, though you're looking through them, it's going to take you a little bit of time to fully understand and study the scroll that you've received.
That's fine, as long as I have it.
Mm-hmm. And then you sort of take off from it, and she's just like, so, we have something we need, and something that we need to study. You have our thanks, and I believe... well, they've helped you out a couple different times at this point. So I think you'd probably be even now, correct?
Yeah, I think at this point, all of our debts are settled against each other.
Mm-hmm. So she goes, I hope to see you again.
I hope that you will continue.
All right,
there's going to be trouble ahead. I would like to see you in action.
You very well might. sounds like a good time to bring everybody to all three of you together after you've gone out and done all your various sort of missions.
Mm-hmm.
So Red Eagle's like, or Gallant Eagle's like, all right, so now you have some scrolls that will take you longer than we're probably going to be here to study. So that's a win. But you've been working with the Fire Doctrine. We're going to have to talk about what you've discovered about them at some point.
As you command.
All right, and then we probably get the other two of you back.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I come back smiling.
I come back not smiling. Just like perfect, like we're a match.
Oh, no blood on you this time. That's a pleasant sight.
That either means things went well or not well at all.
And by your radiant expression, Orchid.
Black Lotus have about... She just like gives a very dry, stone-faced, like official report about like the fighting fitness of Black Lotus.
Well, that's certainly nothing to ignore.
And essentially, from what you've seen before, those 30 are probably going to be about 5 like minion groups, essentially. 5 or 6. And then you've got to say about 5 or 6 Wulin of varying abilities. Probably lower, mostly. Like, well, not as experienced, mostly.
Nothing that we probably can't take. Is something else troubling you?
I'm thinking about... She isn't looking at you when she says this. She lets out like a long sigh and says, I'm being pulled in 2 different directions.
Okay. Perhaps we can... Do you want to talk about this over tea, over some food? This is not the type of conversation we should have standing at the door, perhaps.
I want to fucking punch something. Can we punch something?
Do you need something to punch or someone to punch?
Oh, someone, please.
I fucking, like, throw off my robe. I'm like, let's get in the other room.
She's like taken aback slightly and it just like actually looks at you and she's like, she doesn't say this, but she definitely has a look like, I do like, you're the Emperor's son?
I think I give you like an uncharacteristically hard look. Like, this is not something I want you to like.
Oh god. Yeah,
Going over a bridge. No, you go first. But you're the Emperor's son. Would you stop saying that everywhere we go?
Okay, fine. And then she like sheds off like maybe her like coat as well and like puts the sword to the side.
Yeah. I think we find some privacy to fucking spar. But I think I like once we get some privacy, I'm thinking start with like, don't hold back. I can take it.
She probably cracks a knuckle.
All right, should we make a combat roll?
Sparrow follows you guys outside, but he's totally reading this book instead of paying attention to whatever's going on.
Oh my god! Yeah, we're in like a yard, like With walls around it? Yeah, that's good.
yeah.
There's an invading force coming in. Yeah, listen, I'm reading right now. If you could just give me a minute.
All right. Can I interest you in an opposed roll here?
Absolutely.
All right, great. I'm going to be making an emotional attack though, so let's have fun with this.
She's just gonna fucking try to pummel you, and you're just like trying to really cathartically.
I want you to. I want you to hurt me.
Let's find out in the roll. All right, so this will be a mental creation. 8. This is binding silk crushing the flowers. I'm being fucking manipulative as shit right here. So it's 1, 2. Oh, strike the heart and mind. That's a D10. And then I'm employing some trickery here. I feel like.
Let's spar. All right, let's go. Your parents always loved your sister more than you.
Tell me about your relationship with your mother.
Oh my god!
What the fuck, dude?
I've got an idea for this. I just want the roll to support it first.
Okay,
right,
which
so
distinction
8
can I
for
turn
rank.
into a D4 because I really want to complicate this shit.
Yeah, you can always take a distinction at a D4 and get.
Yeah.
8. Then 10. 10. So I'm rolling 3d8 and 2d10, just so you're aware.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And just so you know what you're up against.
I guess.
Oh, and
just a bend.
If you guys are going to do this, I'm going to step away to the restroom for a minute.
Okay.
I'll let you decide which one's more apt: acrobatics or menace.
Menace.
Well, part of it depends. And I would say if you want to explain what you're doing when you make the roll, then because like your reaction, like part of the thing you can do with this one is describe your reaction and then let that be how you pull your dice.
Cool. Yeah, when he says "don't hold back," she like thinks, okay, I obviously have to pull back. But when she starts fighting, she finds that she can't not just fucking go all the way out. She is just finding herself venting by just... she's exploding.
Great. So my trickery here is that I make it look really hard. Like I am going to try and find an opening and kick your ass. And I really, really am tricking you into thinking that I am actually trying to hurt you. And in reality, I'm trying to just take the aggression you need to get out without me actually getting harmed.
Perfect.
And like, I'm egging you on as you do it too. It's like as you're like rushing in, I'm like, is that as fast as you can go, please? I'm just being a fucking shit.
Oh,
all right.
Raider. Oh yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna use I have to spend a plot point, right, to do a special effect dice.
What is this? Which special effect? Depends.
Berserker.
What's that?
Add a die from the Doom pool to one or more.
Oh my god!
Step up the Doom pool by +1 for each action. Return it to the Doom pool when you're done.
Do you want a D8 or a D10?
D10, please.
All right. So go ahead and take a D10. I will put a D12 in the Doom pool.
Oh god!
Because we had a truncated section, I'll probably just roll over till next week.
I was thinking about it, and then you're like, you're like taunting her, and she's like, "Oh fuck no." Yeah,
because out of character, the thing like that Plum is real. Like, oh my, like if Pale Orchid blows up at she's like, okay, Pale's going to blow up. She needs to blow up. It's like I need to control that explosion, so I'll just take it. And I'm strong enough to take it. And we've already been fighting, and so I'm already actually kind of mad anyways. It's this horrible mix of bad emotions. and like a need to control something outside of my control.
Cool.
Great, let's roll. Ready? All right, I got a 17.
Wait, what? You got a 10 and a 7?
Uh-huh.
Wait,
Yeah,
any ones?
No ones for me.
I got 2 1.
Wait,
Oh,
did
did
you
you get 2d8s? Or is that 3? Oh, that's a
Did you
7.
roll that?
Shit, I got 3.
Oh, yeah, you got 3 ones.
Oh my god.
Take 3 plot points.
Do plot points carry over? Because I have 5.
Because this has been a truncated session, and plus it took a little longer as we're going the other one, so yeah, we'll carry it over.
5 plot points, cool. Cool, so your emotional fucking manipulation works.
Yeah, so I think what happens here is, like, you're fucking furious, and, like, you hit me, and I'm using my internal martial art, which is Fox Spirit Sounds, all about trickery, and it's like, you feel like you've hit a part of me, and you feel like you've hit me hard, but I've subtly just, like, absorbed the blow with my, like, subtle shifts of momentum. And by making you think, like, I got you so worked up that you think you're striking harder than you are. You've lost so much control that you're not actually... you're not using proper technique. Like, right? Like, you're throwing a punch with your thumb on the inside or something.
Yeah.
And...
You're not supposed to do that? Oh, God.
No, you want your thumb on the outside, or else you can crush it. If you're holding your thumb inside your fingers, you'll break it. You want it on the outside.
Good to know. Good to know.
Unless you want a broken thumb for, you know.
Yeah, unless you really want a broken thumb. And then I think I just after I take your fist, I just like give you like a mildly feral grin and just fucking like cuff you in the face and just like knock you over.
Oh.
And like, but like, this isn't a physical attack, right? This isn't like meant to hurt. It's like meant to, yeah.
It's like disable, right? You're like knocking down.
I'm just like, I'm just showing you how much like I'm flexing on you, right? Like I'm just flexing on you.
Yeah, you're absolutely flexing.
And once you're down, I like sit down in the dirt next to you and say, you're torn between two things. You really think, Pale Orchid, after all we've been through together, you really think I'm the one you want to be up against? And then, like, in a quieter voice, like, you're even considering wanting to fight me?
Yeah, like I think when she's on her back, she's just been like she just like stopped moving and just like stared at the sky, and like there's this cool like image of like it's from her like first person view looking up at the sky, and then it becomes like hazy, and then it like cuts to her face and like she's got like tears in her eyes.
Oh, I think
And,
even though I like threw off my robe, somewhere I pulled out a handkerchief. And I think, like, you're laying still, I gently dab at your eyes.
yeah,
But in a martial art way.
as she feels it on her face, she like reaches up and like goes to take it, but ends up taking like your hand instead and just holding it slightly.
Yeah. I let you.
Yeah. She shakes her head and says, it's not about considering going against you. It's that no matter what I choose, I'm having to go up against someone that means everything to me.
I like squeeze your hand a little bit. If you just need to go, I can get you out of here. I know people. I won't hold it against you. But Orchid is... I think I know what this is about, or at least have some sort of idea. I don't think you can just keep running from this. I know it's hard. Like, please. I mean, you know my dirty laundry now. I know how hard it is to disappoint everyone. Literally everyone, I think, at this point. But you have to decide what you want for your life. Unchained by the past. By whatever's haunting you. You're strong enough to take it. And you're compassionate enough to take it in a way that will mean something good for this world.
Fuck. No, because I thought of a response, and oh god, no, I can't say that. That would make me really sad.
Oh, that sounds like the best thing to say.
Oh, you have to do it now.
Oh, fuck, yeah. No, she says, what I want. And yeah, you see her face, like, she isn't able, like, she's been, like, very, very, like, softly, like, crying before. And, like, you know as soon as she starts to say that, she's just gonna, like, the waterworks are gonna come.
Uh-huh.
And she just and she says, I just want my family.
Oh, fuck.
So yeah, she
Jesus
just goes.
Christ.
She just fucking goes.
Yeah, and I'm just there, like full on holding and embracing, and like, I don't think I say anything.
Cool. This is a game about martial arts, guys. Fighting each other. Therapy, I guess.
Witcher stuff's a lot of melodrama.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Speaking of melodrama, I'm dropping a link into the Discord with one of the greatest Glenn Close faces you'll ever see.
That's fucking Sparrow watching us have this moment while trying to read his book.
Man, he's reading the book, but he hasn't like read anything in several minutes since you started talking.
He's like extremely pretending to read and not pretending well.
Yeah, it's like
I just did a really sad part of this martial art manual, guys.
Never has a lot of sad things to say.
I think I forgot you're there.
There's this part in the book where they're talking about cutting onions, and I just, oh god.
Did you know that using advanced martial arts you can cause yourself to cry on command? I haven't gotten to the part about stopping, though.
I have to get in touch with my inner emo to expand. I'm gonna go listen to some Dashboard Confessional for a while.
I was punching chakra points, and I can't. I don't know why.
I think like eventually, if like you start to calm down after a few minutes, I think Plum says, "Yeah, you don't. There's so many things. Once things have gone, they're gone, Pale. They're just gone. And it's something I have to tell myself every night. It's something I have to tell myself every time I'm tempted to ride off into the wilderness and find my dad. And it's something that we just have to make room for. And I'm here. And you're here. And we're all here. We're here. We're gonna make it. Okay?
Yeah, she's like calmed down a lot, and she like says quietly, "I still think about how it's absolute sheer dumb luck that I met you."
Okay, just to make sure I'm not missing any overtones, is Pale flirting with is she being romantic with me, or is she just being like? Because Plum would know this, but I can't tell out of character, and I want to respond appropriately.
Hmm.
And I'll say that I'm comfortable either way, character-wise. I just didn't anticipate it being romantic, but I was.
Yeah, I don't think she's like flirting.
No.
No, in that way where there's sort of like
In
even
energy.
like even if it's like aromantic, it's like there's like a certain comfort where it just sort of like becomes hard to distinguish between like romance and just like
Sure.
familial,
Like there's a
connection,
million
like-
there's a million
Yeah.
different ways to love, and not every one of those is romantic.
yeah.
And it's
So
one of those other ones. Is what you're leaning towards?
yeah, so I was gonna say like if Plum wasn't like a master of like understanding emotions and romance, like he might have considered this. Oh god, are you flirting right now? But I don't imagine.
Okay, great.
Plum can distinguish, right?
Plum can distinguish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, great. Yeah, that's honestly super good. I like that a lot. So
All I
yeah.
want to know is, are we like Netflix and hang out, Netflix and chill, or are we Netflix and
Well, no, like
chill?
this is super. Like I'm in an extremely atypical relationship, so this is like this is my zone. So I'm good. Yeah. So yeah, I think I just like hold your hand and like pull your cheek in, like resting against my chest. And I'm like, we don't need to question luck. We can thank it when it brings us good things, because God knows it brings us other things too. I'm glad I met you too. I'm very glad. I think that scene?
Yeah. And no, Sparrow was there too.
Damn!
Yep.
I was,
I was not expecting that fucking gut punch tonight.
Oh, I love gut punches so
Oh, man.
much.
I'll say we're getting kind of close to 9. I know tonight was a bit slower and we got started fairly late. Sorry
Yeah.
about.
That's
It's-
fine.
Oh,
What?
it's crazy.
Blood happens.
Yeah,
It's in your body, and it should
it
be
should
there.
stay there, my body. It's when it gets other places where I'm like, less of that, please.
I'm playing a Vampire the Masquerade game right now, so I disagree.
Well, I'll say my blood. I would like my blood to remain where it is.
Yeah. If you think it's a good place to stop, that's fine by me.
Yeah, sorry, not as much happened, but I think we got some cool stuff. And I think what I'll probably do, Oren, is sort of look through and we, like what would make sense. It might give you a cool little part of it for next time that you've worked up.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah. So next week I'm free, though I might be a little bit late. The week after that is show week, so I will definitely be stuck at work till quite late. But then after that, my schedule is much less hectic.
Yes.
And then there's just that one that I'll definitely not be in the country for on the 25th. And then we'll see about April 1st, depending on how jet lagged I am.